I want to talk to you about purpose and destiny. Write the two words down. And I want to focus on the question of purpose. If you don't know where you are from and don't know who you are, you will never know why you're here. It's the question of purpose. You know, the good book says, without a vision, our people shall perish. His vision gives us new hope. His vision of his heart says that I will do, I will stand. I will put both of my feet in the ground and I will stand for something, because if I don't stand for something, I will fall for anything. It's the smallest things in life that we throw away too quickly. See, some people listen, but when you really want to change, you must hear. See, my life is more than rags to riches story. It wasn't the rags part or the riches part. It was the trip, the journey that I've been on, what I learned about getting to this point. See, when I go out there in front of an audience and crowd, I just see people in the audience. When I'm doing these stage plays and I'm playing these different characters, I only see people. Minus the titles and cameras. I'm going out to make people laugh. I'm just doing me. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I don't gotta impress nobody. I'm just gonna do Mykel Coleman. I'm gifted, I'm funny. So what I'm telling you right now, today, all of you, the reason, if you are surviving right now, the reason you're here is because God is not through with you right now. God has something still for you to do. Something is still inside of you God wants you to do that you haven't yet done. And listen, it ain't got to be nothing big and huge and spiritual reason why you here to. It's not the aspect of you here to save the world. That's not the only calling in life that you have. But in order to get to this call in your life, to find out your mission in life, you're going to have to spend some time talking to God. You can't be too close to God. You know, get closer. And my thing is to get a little bit closer to God each and every day so I can find out what he wants from me. And in order to get more, you got to expect him more. You got to live the law of expectation. You got to expect your life to be better today than it was yesterday. At the age of 20, 21, 22, 30, 40, it can be better. And guess what? When you're going through things, there's nothing you can do about stopping life to happen to you. Life is 10% of what happened to you, and it's 90% of what you do about it. You gotta stop tripping each and every time something happens to you, like it's the end of the world. You pouting, you're getting an attitude, you're being negative. God has seen every part of your life. Why would God bring you to this point in your life? Because God has never left you. You ain't got to be perfect for God to bless you. Change your mindset. Change your attitude. And I promise you, you will change your attitude. It takes courage. Courage to act when you've been defeated. It takes courage to start over again when you've been defeated. Courage is going from failure to fail without losing enthusiasm. When you step into your fears and continue to push yourself to go on, something happens for you. It will enable you to transcend yourself. And if you don't develop the courage to do that which that's been given for you to do, and you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people and trying to get their approval, what will happen is that you will lose your nerve. And other people will convince that what you're doing doesn't have any value, and you will give up on your dream. 95% of the people in this room are living below your ability. I guarantee you it. Who you are has never been discovered. What you are selling for disappoints God. What you are proud of, God is ashamed of. This is time now. So we must readjust our comfort zone. Now it's time to go to another different process. A goal remains a goal until you write it on a piece of paper. And once you write it down, it becomes a vision. So your next step is, what are the vision? What is the vision? What is the vision? Because the only reason why I'm here The only reason why you're here is because of my yesterday. Because everything I've been through has defined who I am right now. So what's the goal? What's the vision? Now, if you can see everything, that ain't faith. The good book says, write the vision, make it plain. But before you even write that vision, you got to be able to see yourself. You got to be able to see yourself through the situation that you wasn't in. If you can't imagine yourself being great, then it's hard for you to be great. If you want to get out the hood, you got to remove yourself from the hood. You got to imagine yourself at another level. You got to watch who you're hanging around too. Because the people you're hanging around, it could be your downfall. Before anything great is really achieved, your comfort zone must be disturbed. It got to change. You got to reconnect to what the vision really is. Got to reconnect to who you really are. The reason why you keep going back is because you're afraid. You're afraid of what you're going to become tomorrow. Success in life is because of decisions you make. And failure is the same way. In other words, everyone comes to earth, but they decide how much of themselves will be manifested. Everybody comes to earth, but you decide how much of you is manifested. And that's why I'm here to talk to you tonight, because you've been living a lie. You know, life is an interesting thing that I found. And if you don't have the courage to act, life will move on you. See, when God was taking me to the next level, I didn't just leave my jobs I was working on. I was fired from management. I was fired from different companies I worked with because God didn't want me to be in a comfort zone. He said, you're bigger than this. You're greater than this. I got a purpose for you. I got destiny for you. Because at those jobs, I wasn't giving it all I had. There's some things I wanted to do, but sometimes I didn't have the courage to act on those things. And I was cheating myself and my family. And God had to move me out of those situations. Develop the habit of giving more than what you paid for. Develop the habit of setting standards that others will be measured by. Do not go where the path may lead, but go where the path is known and leave a trail. It ain't the start of the race you gotta be careful with. You gotta confine from when you're gonna finish the line. Don't get in the habit of being mediocre, because if you do, it'll become a part of your conscience. If you get in the habit of giving less than what you have to give, it will begin to reflect itself in your personality. It will begin to damage you. You don't want to be a part of that kind of self-destruction or behavior. It takes a long time to make a lot of money. I tell people that all the time. I tell my kids that. You know, I went to college. But hey, that wasn't a part of my purpose. I learned some skill set that helps me with my purpose, which is a great thing. So as I was moving forward, keep believing, keep seeing that vision, keep seeing that image over and over and over again. So stay in the process, complete it. You know, I discovered to be a genius is that all you gotta do is use 1% of your brain, 1% more of your brain, and you'll be called a genius. That is how mediocre our culture is. What can you do? What is your true ability? See, the problem is that our culture attempts to tell us what we can do. And if you believe them, you will never get to your purpose. They say, hey, the system attempts to judge your potential by their exams. You get a test and they give you an exam and they say, hey, they test you on it. When you get a C, they say you're an average human. Like, how dare they? You just had a bad day, that's all. You know, some of the most greatest people on earth are people who never finished school. People like Bill Gates, okay? Because the educational system don't have the mechanism to measure how much you know. You are so smart, they cannot measure your intelligence. So don't believe anything they told you. Some of you are still living under some exam you took 20 years ago, and they told you that you were average. They said you couldn't calculate. They said you could never be a profession in arithmetic. But you're afraid of calculate because you believe them. Don't believe them. The Bible said, let God be true and trust no man. See, my mother took her time and she told me, don't put your trust in man. My mother told me to invest in a relationship with God. She said, if you do anything more than less, she said, always have a relationship with God. I don't trust your opinions of me. What you think about me don't mean nothing to me. So keep your thinking to yourself. I'm great. I'm fine because my God has me covered. He has placed a purpose in me and a gift in me. So no matter what you say to me, no matter what you tell me I can't do, you say what I will not do, I must do it. I have to do it. I am king. I live as a king. I walk as a king. You want to set some high standards for yourself. See, this is the new identity. You must be okay with your comfort zone being shook because I can do all things. Philippians 12:13 says, when I get ready to, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. See, man deals with the possible, but God deals with the impossible. And God waits for the right moment. He's always on time. God is a God that every time we think we're by ourselves, he said, I still got you, Mr. Coleman. I ain't never left you through the times you was outside homeless, through the times you ain't had nowhere to sleep, through the times you were cold in that building. God said, I still got you. God still got you. Make sure you change before God changes you, because when God changes you, he going to really test your faith. Every successful person I know has taken a leap of faith. They push out, they go out, they do things that average people say, I don't know how you were able to do that. How you able to put on these plays with no money? How are you able to open up this building with no money? How are you able to do this? Because of faith. I took a leap of faith. I moved on it because I saw it in my mind. It was an image. God said, go get it. And I went and got it with no money. So you're going to get caught up on some situations. And some people going to walk out your life. You're going to lose girlfriends, friendships. You may lose your car. I've done it before. You lose your house. But trust and believe that God got you. Name one time God has never had you. Name one time God ever let you down. Name one situation that God did not bring you through. You got to know that God got you some type of way. See, the last chapter of your life has not been written yet. And it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter about the things you've done and the things you feel guilty about. Now, what is faith? Faith is believing in things that you cannot see. You got to have faith. See, when I first started writing, directing, producing, I had a little piece of faith. I was blessed to tour with Tyler Perry, and I saw what he was doing. I said, wow, and God placed it in me. He said, yo, you can write. So I began to do that. I had a vision that God was showing me, but I was able to learn. There's certain scriptures you're supposed to carry with you, and I carry a scripture with me all the time. Isaiah 54:17 says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No thing, no weapon, nothing. But there's a secret to that message. It didn't say it would not form. It just said it would not prosper. So there's certain things that you gotta go through. There's certain pitfalls that you're going to fall into. There's certain times when you gotta fall back. You have no words. You gotta just sit there for a minute. Like the time when I was paralyzed in the hospital. I had to just lay there and look at God until God revealed himself to me on how to correct and know where I came from and know where he wanted to take me. We got to go back to represent what our brand really is. I got 2 kids. I got a king, I got a queen, and I do everything to make sure they understand how important it is to have a relationship with God. See, when you're working on something you want to achieve, you got to stand up to that voice. You got to sell yourself every day on your abilities, that purpose, on what you're doing, that goal that you want to reach. You got to sell yourself each and every day according to your level of belief. It will manifest itself in what you're doing. You got to believe whatever we have right now, whatever we're doing is a result subconsciously that we deserve. And part of increasing that belief in your mind is that you got to convince yourself each and every day. Just, you can learn all the techniques in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, it won't happen for you. You got to focus on you. And as you convince you, you'll begin to see a difference in the things that you're doing. Selling yourself to achieve a certain objective. Telling yourself every day, here I go again. I got what it takes. I'm unstoppable. I'm amazing. Today is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me. See, you know, it's time to readjust our comfort zone. It's time to figure out what the difference between good and great. See, good is fitting in. Great is fitting out. Which one you want to do? That's how they're going to remember what you ever done. Because you are great. There has to be a new day, and something new has to change. Something new has to be birthed inside of you to say, I am a conqueror. There's nothing that I cannot achieve. I'm telling you, I've been through it. But when I broke out of those shackles of poverty, I would never be the same because my comfort zone was disturbed. I never wanted to be comfortable. I never wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to always elevate. See, the word program is a word that it programs a person. But I like to use the word lifestyle. Changing who you are must become a priority. Mind, body, and spirit. And if you feed one more than the other, you will notice it instantly. But you gotta feed all three parts, mind, body, and spirit, all at the same time. So when you find yourself on the top of a mountain, you must realize the knowledge that you have learned, you gotta go back and get somebody else and get them out of that situation, that valley. They stuck, they can't move because they need the knowledge that you have, that God has given you. So go back and get somebody. Use the knowledge that you have and start living life with a sense of urgency and start using what you got. Using ourselves up. Sharing what you brought in this universe. Because if you don't, then nobody else will. Stop wasting valuable time. See, in 2007, I did my first stage play. And I didn't know all the elements that it took to do a stage play. So my first show, we rehearsed, got my actors. The show was 3 hours. And we asked the people, we said, what do you think about the show? And so we love the show is great, but it's just too long. See, I had to learn the science of how to break a show down to be exactly 2 hours. And so I went back and I took lines out and I merged lines. I continued to perfect my writing. So when I went back and did the show again, I got the show down to 2.5 hours. And I said it was still a little too long. To a point I did it again, I broke it down again. I merged things together. I took some characters out. And I finally got the show down to exactly 2 hours. See, I had mastered the science of getting the show down, so when I wrote more plays and more scripts, I was able to write exactly 2 hours, including the intermission. So you gotta consistently perfect yourself and be thankful for the gift that God has given you. But you gotta put that work in towards your purpose. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep believing. You can never stop. And so as time went on, I consistently moved. I started to see God move. Sometimes people wouldn't show up and I'd be crying because my bank account would be drained. My relationship would be in shackles. My lady left me because she didn't believe in the gift that God gave me, but I know God told me to keep going. He said, yo, what I gave you is to inspire people, to impact people's lives, to change people. So I could not stop. Even though she did not believe in me, because I expect God to do something great for me. The desire for every human being is to succeed. Life is designed to function by a goal. And God designed life in such a way that God made success controllable. See, what I am today, I decided to become. You should stop blaming people for your state in life. Wherever you are right now, you decided to be. Life was designed for you to succeed because God needs you to succeed. Your success is good for God for a reason. God built success into creation because the success of everything God created affects God's reputation. See, when I discovered this, I became dangerous, bold, strong, no fear, outstanding, because God created me and God designed me to succeed. And my success was in God's best interest. Let me tell you why. You know, every product that a manufacturer makes, the manufacturer puts his name on it. Am I right? Your shoe has a name on it. Your purse got a name over it. Your telephone has a name on it. Your refrigerator has a name on it. Your car, like a BMW, a Bentley, Mercedes, has a name on it. That symbol, and see, when the manufacturer finishes with a product, the last thing they put on the product is the image that they put on it. When it's finished, see, no product leaves a manufacturing plant until it has been tested. No product leaves manufacture until it's been tested. So you got to be tested. And so when God put his image on you, that means it's a sign that it's beginning and it's finished. See, we're the only creature that God has ever taken dust and blew life into it. And if that's true, and we know it's true, see, that's why that when God is for you, who can be against you? So stand up, grasp your purpose, fight, don't stop, constantly reinvent yourself. Don't do anything the same. Constantly push forward to grow. A lot of people say, hey, why you keep working out and you this age? But see, you gotta keep your body in shape. Keep your youth full. See, just because you're not in the bright lights doesn't mean you can't keep yourself in physical shape. Keep your mind sharp. It's important. How many of y'all have read every page of your manual for your phone, for your car, your refrigerator? See, that's why your light on your phone and your car, your refrigerator is still blinking, because you have never read the full manual on your life. See, the last 2 pages in that manual has 2 important pages: warranty and guarantee. And these words are different. And see, warranty means we put our entire company behind this product. And if anything goes wrong, we have a warranty that if you ship it back to us, we will pay for the shipping. We will repair it at our expense. And now these people don't even know you. So why would they spend all that money for you to ship a product back to them at their expense? Well, the answer is because it's not about you. They do it because of their name, for their name's sake. They are protecting their reputation. See, when God decided to create a product called man, God tested you before he put his image on you. That's why God said, let us make man, and we will put on him our image. You did not begin when God created you. No matter what you've been through, what we've been through, and whatever you've gone through or been through and had to go through it, you had to go through it. See, I took my greatest pain and I made my greatest pain my greatest friend. I start to recognize that pain does exist, but no pain lasts always. I said, I'll be better tomorrow than I was yesterday. I said, I'll be better tomorrow than I was yesterday. I said, I'll be better tomorrow than I was yesterday. Had to shake it up a little bit. Had to shake out my comfort zone. Too comfortable. My prayers have been, God, surround me around like-minded people. God, take me where I'm really trying to go. Elevate me, God. Put people close to me that has more knowledge than me, who can see the vision you gave me and allow me to soak it up like a sponge. Put training wheels on me, God. Retrain my thoughts. Retrain my mind. Take my heart and take me to a place that it can only be delivered. Take my pain and get rid of it. Take my misery, get rid of it, God. And God, take the seeds you place inside of me and grow it, God. Elevate me, God. Take me to a new level, God. Allow me to inspire people, impact people. It's time for us to stand, put your feet in the ground, and say, I am who God said I am. And I'm going to make sure that my children understand the love of God. That's where we at. That's where you at. This is the new day to stand up and reclaim that you are king, that you are queen. My smile represents my past, and my heart represents my future. So that means nobody knows what I'm thinking. Change your comfort zone and be careful who you let inside. God said, before you were conceived in your mother's womb, I've already tested you. So if God said, hey, you are a prophet, then hey, that's what it is. So like he told Jeremiah, you are a prophet. This is who you are. I've already tested you. That's why your teacher who teaches you cannot measure you. See, you came to earth because you are finished. So when God released you, you came with everything. It's already inside of you. That's how you got here. You were already finished in heaven. So God sent you to earth to do what you're supposed to do. See, it's inside of you. You were born with it. Your dreams are so big because you're afraid of yourself. Because your dream is so big. Because your culture that you're living in, they have told you who you should be. But they have no idea who you are. Change your comfort zone and watch who you let in your comfort zone. You must let God be true and every other thing a liar. Don't get your measure from other people and other products. If you know who you really are, don't be afraid to meet yourself. No one knows a product like the manufacturer. Go after your purpose.